Hello, everyone. I'm going to talk about. So, I was going to do strength as self care, but I, after the Anointed conference, I've decided that even though it doesn't fit nicely as another S word, as I've been doing for the rest of the month, I'm going to do fun. So, we're going to talk about fun as self care because I think that this is a more urgent need. And so we're talking about fun. I maybe you struggle with the ability to have fun and to know what it is that you even enjoy. And I think that's something that a lot of us are struggling with is chronic play and fun deprivation, like true fun. And maybe you believe that you are just not a fun person. Maybe play doesn't come easily to you. Maybe this was a thought that I discovered in myself this morning. Playfulness undermines my dignity. Like I have this composure that I need to maintain. And if I'm playful, it undermines that. Or maybe you believe that you can't relax until everything is done, until you've completed the to-do list, then you can relax. Or maybe play is not productive. And when we believe these things, here's what happens. It has us focusing on finishing the to-do list. It has us waiting on other people to bring the fun. It has us maybe avoiding it, putting it off. Maybe we feel guilty for taking a second to just enjoy ourselves. And I think also when we are suffering from chronic fun deprivation, because it's this innate need that we have to be playful and to have fun and find joy in life, we seek out fake fun on our phones for the quick dopamine hit that makes our brain feel like, oh, yeah, we've ticked off that need, but it's just nowhere near as deeply satisfying as true fun. And it actually has all these other negative effects like increased anxiety and all of these things. And at the Anointed conference that I was at on the weekend, Sister Miriam, who I got to see, that was so fun. Sister Miriam talked about fun being recreation, literally a recreation. Like we are made new when we have fun, when we engage in play, when we're enjoying. And she talked about it as one of the fundamental things that we learn as a daughter. And like there's something really, what I've been reflecting on, which I think is interesting, like that it takes a lot of security. Like when I look at my own children, they just are happy to be so silly and play with such abandon with me and my husband because they're just so secure in the fact that we love them. They're not worried about being judged or us thinking that they're weird or anything like that. They're just so secure. So I think there's a close relationship between how secure we feel in our identity as beloved daughter, and being in God's presence and seeing our identity as my delight, like God saying that to us, and our ability to let go, to be playful, to indulge in silliness, to to have true fun. And I think also, like, heaven is not going to be static. Heaven is, like, God is, yes, he's unchanging, but also he's dynamic. Like we're in heaven, we're going to be taken up into the dynamism of the love within the Trinity. Like he just is love itself, joy itself, creativity itself. And so I think like no two moments are really going to be exactly the same in heaven. It's just going to be this eternal unfolding of who God is. And so I think in that way, like what if heaven is going to be playful? What if play is a foretaste of heaven? Like the joy that we're going to experience there, the newness, like novelty is a big part of play and fun. And so it's just going to be this like eternal newness. And then when we engage in play, it's a participation of that, an experience of that on earth. I think that's really, really fun to think about. And so when we think about it from that angle, like who wants you to be living in chronic fun deprivation? Who's invested in you falling for fake fun that doesn't really fill you up, that drains you, fake self-care? Who wants you not feeling fully alive? Who wants you to just go about your life feeling kind of dead inside, and missing out on laughter, memories, joy, love, connection? And like obviously the enemy would be invested in that. And I think when we tell ourselves that we don't have time for fun or we don't have time for anything, like here's what I think about that. If you really didn't have time, like actually you would be dead. Like that's the only way that we don't have time, is when we are dead. If you're alive, you have time. Like that's what our time is. It is our life. And so when we're telling ourselves that we don't have time a lot, I think that is a big part of what contributes to us feeling kind of dead inside, because we're like telling ourselves the same thing as if we were dead. Like I don't have time. I'm not alive, basically. And so that's going to make you not feel alive, versus I have plenty of time. I'm alive. Like how incredible is it that I'm alive? And I have all these wonderful things that God is calling me to do. Like it's just such a different feeling. And I'm like, I know that I'm so like deeply loved. Like, yeah, I think that's fascinating to think about. Okay, so what do we do about this? We want to move from fun and play and joy are like outside of my control. It's based on my circumstances. It's based on how much I've been able to tick off my list. It's based on who I'm with. It's based on what's happening in my life, to actually, what I like to say about time management is an inside job. What if fun is an inside job? And we know this because I'm sure we've all had the experience of being somewhere or other that is fun, like maybe Disney World, and you can have zero fun at somewhere that is supposed to be fun, based on what you're thinking about yourself and who you're with and about the day. Or you could be in the most mundane moment where maybe a lot of things are going wrong, maybe you get poured on in the rain, and you can have the time of your life. So it's not about the circumstances, it's about what's happening inside you. And I'm going to explain this by walking you through my Fiat method. So the letters, I'll do them one at a time, but the first letter the F stands for forge your identity. And so what you want to be doing is getting like all the parts of your interior life to work for you instead of working against you. And so the first step is cultivating a fun mindset. So in the book, The Power of Fun, what's the author's name? Catherine Price. It's very good, but she defines fun as the confluence, like the coming together of playfulness, connection, and flow. So when you have all three of those, that's like maximum true fun. And you can have fun even with just any one of those, but when you have all of those together, like those are like the memories that you look back on, like, oh, that was so much fun. And um, so when I think when we think about like playfulness, connection, and flow, what does that mean? Like it means like having an openness, like let me start again. Cultivating a fun mindset is cultivating an openness to connection. Like you can have a mindset of like thinking about how much you love the people that you're with. Like you can be responsible for creating connection. You can be responsible for cultivating a playful mindset and being open to silliness, experimenting, trying new things, improvising. Like that is within your control, finding the playfulness available in any given moment. And you can also be responsible for flow, which is, you could maybe say presence, would be another way of saying it. So having focus, clarity, and effortless ease. So really it's just like there's nowhere else I need to be. I'm just 100% here in the present moment, focused and attentive to the people that I'm with and to what I'm noticing through my senses, all of this. So all of that, like playfulness, connection, and flow, like yes, there are certain circumstances that might make it easier, like being with certain people or, certain like activities help you get into that state more easily. But ultimately, those three things can be independent of circumstances. It's independent, like playfulness, connection, and presence are not dependent on how many things you've crossed off your to-do list. It's not dependent on who you're with. It's not dependent on the time of day. And I think what we think of as a fun person, somebody who just seems to have a lot of fun, who's fun to be around, like maybe they just either naturally or they've worked at it, but they have that mentality. They've got that switched on much more often than maybe we do. I have spent most of my life considering myself not a fun person, but I'm working on that. Okay, so that is the first thing you want to do. Forge your identity as having a fun mindset. The second thing, so eyes for ignite desire. You want to ignite your desire for fun, which sounds really basic. Like, of course, we all want fun, but actually, maybe your brain is really attached to fake fun. And it's like, oh, true fun is like effort. You have to like, maybe it's going to require changing your default thinking. It's going to require getting outside your comfort zone. It's going to require letting go of the to-do list. And maybe that feels intimidating. And so, but the reason this is important is if it's not desirable, you won't move towards it. You won't choose it. And especially if you've been spending a lot of time telling yourself, well, I should do this. I should make time for this activity that I enjoy. I should make time to go and see this friend that I know I laugh a lot with. Should is a fun killer. Should is the antithesis of fun. So we want to move from I should to I want to. And I want to also address the to-do list because that's going to lead us into the next one. But like the to-do list needing to be done is a trap because the more like doing, we think that we can get to the end of the to-do list, but really most things that we do create more things to do later. Like maybe sending a particular email is on your to-do list and then you send the email and you cross it off, but then very soon there's probably a reply to the email and then it's back on the list. Like any number of things, most of the things on your to-do list probably then are going to be followed up by, and now I've got something else on the list. So it's really, and then you're just stuck in this endless trap of waiting for this list to disappear, but it just never is. And so then it's never the right time for fun. And so you can't let it be that I have to wait to relax. It's a decision that you have to make now. So the A in the Fiat method stands for accelerate decision making. So you want to see fun as something that you decide, not something that happens to you. And so it's a decision to have a fun mindset. Like, what if fun is a decision? Like, it's fun as a mindset, but it's also a decision. You have to decide to have a fun mindset. You have to decide to be open. You have to decide to spend time with certain people, decide how you respond to curveballs, decide to relax, decide to let go of the to-do list, which is completely not how we think of fun most of the time. I think it's just like we spontaneously fall into these moments where fun happens. And it's outside of our control. But what if it's not? And then the fourth step in the Fiat method is, the T stands for triumph over fear and failure. So what you want to do is you want to embrace the discomfort of fun, like true fun. So that's one reason that we get sucked into fake fun, being on our phone, scrolling on social media, because there's something that's more comfortable about it. It doesn't require getting outside your comfort zone. And you can just do it from your couch, and it doesn't really require very much of you. But it actually doesn't, like, it's the antithesis of playfulness, connection, and flow. There's no playfulness involved. You're not really like, it's like fake connection. You're not, most of the time, we're not like really connecting to people. It's like, and it's just not the same as being in person with people. Yes, you can still have fun like via distance with technology, but for the most part, if we're being honest, when you're doom scrolling, you're not really deeply connecting with people. And flow, like, we're also not really present to our life or to even the thing that we're watching a lot of the time or looking at. You're just like moving right on past things very quickly. So there are a lot of ways that fun can be uncomfortable. Firstly, if it's unfamiliar and you're like, I don't really know even like what I would do for fun. And you have like to confront the I don't know and be willing to experiment and try new things and figure it out and have some potentially failed experiments, maybe making a fool of yourself, getting outside your comfort zone, being willing to embrace imperfection. And ultimately, it's like, if fun is going to be life-giving, anytime something is life-giving, the only way that life can come, like, there is no Easter Sunday without Good Friday. There is no resurrection without the cross. And so there's no new life without a death to self. So if fun is going to be life-giving, there's got to be some level of a mini death to yourself, getting outside of yourself, outside of your comfort zone. And a scripture that I've really been sitting with this is, she is clothed in strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. Like, when we are clothed in the strength of God and in the dignity of who he says we are, the more deeply rooted we are in that, the more that we can just be free to laugh without fear of what's going to happen, of what people will think of us, of what potential failures there are. And that kind of person is going to have the most fun in their life, no matter what life throws at them. So those are my thoughts about fun as self-care and what is really getting in the way of you having more fun, like what's happening at the root, at the core. And if you are tired of being in fun deprivation and you want to really love how you're spending all of your time, I really believe that my Fiat method will help you get there. And so if you want to find out more about that and what it would look like to work together and whether it would actually be a good fit for you and will actually help you, you want to book a consultation with me, you want to click the link in my bio and pick a time that works for you. And let's just get you started, get you on the road to feeling more fully alive, having more fun, and living more deeply into your identity as a beloved daughter. And also, thank you for coming along for this self-care September journey. I know I'm a day late finishing, but it was a big weekend and I wanted to give myself time to recover. So yeah, it's been a fun challenge for me. I've enjoyed doing it and I hope that it has blessed you. Okay. Thank you so much and have a great week. Bye.